That's better. Hey, Naughty Crew. I'm going to give y'all a chance to load up because I just jumped on here. Hey, Great Tea. Hey, Boo. Hope all is well. Like, comment, and share, everyone. Yes. I wanted to jump on here. Yes, breaking news. Donald Trump, the verdict is in. Don't look like he gonna be the next president in. Like, comment, share. Yes, guilty on all 35. We gonna get into it, Naughty Crew, and we're gonna talk about what's going to happen next and how this is gonna affect his president. You know, him being elector or a candidate for president. And shout out to the Shade Room. I'm just giving people a chance to load up in the room. Accountability for all narcissists. That's what this year means, okay? I got some narcissists I'm dealing with in my life. They're going to learn the lesson the hard way. Yes. Like, comment, share. Load up in the room, please. Give people a chance for the notifications to go out. And then we're going to get into what exactly is going down. But this is one of 3 trials. So this is 1 down, 2 more to go. 2 more to go. What's up, Juanita? Love you, long time. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you all. Make sure you thumbs up this video and donate to the channel, okay? So breaking news. Former President Donald Trump has been found guilty on the 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. Yes, he was found guilty. All right, so let's get into it. Shout out to the Shade Room. So he has been found guilty on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records after paying adult entertainer Stormy Daniels $130,000 shortly before the election. The decision comes after 7 weeks of testimony and is historically the first criminal trial of an American president. All right, so Trump was indicted in March of last year following years-long investigation. Hey, Miss Kaiser. The jury reached its verdict after 9.5 hours of deliberation. Yesterday, Judge Juan Merchan instructed jurors for about an hour on how they were meant to inform jurors about how they are supposed to consider the 34 business falsification. The testimonies that the jury heard include claims that Trump, Cohen, and David Pecker plotted to cover up this payment. Cohen testified twice, and Pecker testified on his phone calls with Trump. Trump did not take the witness stand to offer his own account of what happened, despite proclaiming before the trial began that he would absolutely testify. Hey, Deborah. Yeah, me too. So overall, the prosecution called 20 witnesses in the case, while the defense called 2. Trump continuously falsely claimed that the charges against him was a political grab orchestrated by President Joe Biden to keep the former president from getting back in office. Donald Trump still has 3 other cases against him. a federal election interference case in Washington, D.C., a state election interference case in Georgia, and a federal case alleging he mishandled classified documents and national security information, hence when he leaked our information to Russia. We're going to get into that. Well, Trump has since responded since the verdict. Let's hear what he got to say. Make sure everything is up so y'all can hear. You know he going to gaslight us, child. Here we go. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked for this.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a sore respect, DA, and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being...
Hey, Dragon. Hey, Brendan. Hope your mom is well.
In order to wound or hurt...
Hey, Miss Kaiser.
Political opponent, and I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end, and we'll win, because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation
because of you.
Decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now, from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one, with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much. I'm a political opponent, and I think it's just a disgrace.
All right, so there you have it. That's an agenda, a political agenda to keep him out of office, but nobody is above the law. Nobody is above the law. And everybody has to be held accountable. So, Frankie, you blind. Okay, so shout out to CNBC. Let's find out what is going to happen next. All right. So here's the scenarios that can happen. So as far as the sentencing, after delivering its verdict, the jury is dismissed. The case then moves to the sentencing phase, a process largely controlled by Judge Juan Merchant. The judge, before adjourning Thursday afternoon, set Trump's sentencing date for July 11th at 10 a.m. He ordered parties in the case to file motions by June 13th. So I think he has the option to appeal. The parties are expected to submit sentencing memos in which each side presents arguments in favor of its preferred punishment and other court filings. Trump will also likely sit for an interview with a probation officer for a pre-sentence report. The interview will likely include questions about Trump's personal history and criminal record. The responses will be incorporated into a pre-sentence report for the judge, which includes sentencing recommendations for Merchant to consider. Legal experts told CNBC they expect Merchant will set Trump's sentencing date for within 2 or 3 months of the verdict. Trump's attorneys may try to push that date later, possibly even after November 5th, presidential election. But Merchant is unlikely to grant such a delay without a good reason. New York City defense lawyer Michael Bachner said, in the meantime, Trump will be free to speak to the press, travel, and continue his presidential campaign. He will also no longer be bound by the gag order that barred him from discussing witnesses, jurors, and Judge judges' family members, amongst others. So the potential punishments. All right. The charges against Trump are Class E felonies, the least serious category under New York law. Each count carries a minimum sentence of 4 years in prison. Trump's sentence could include fines and restitution, probation, and other conditions, but a sentence of imprisonment is not off the table. Merchant has broad discretion to determine Trump's sentence, and he can factor all sorts of things into the final decision. Some of those factors, such as Trump's age of 77 and his lack of a prior criminal record, will likely weigh in Trump's favor. But Trump's conduct during the trial could also factor in Merchant's ultimate decision. That could be a problem for the former president, who publicly attacked the judge and accused him of political bias throughout the trial. The judge also previously accused Trump of trying to intimidate the court, prompting an expansion of the gag order that Trump will later violate 10 times. Trump's violations of the gag orders, his vilification of the court process of the judge, or vilification, excuse me, or of the prosecution, all that is fair game for Merchant to consider, Pace Law School professor Bennett Gershman told CNBC. All right, so let me know what y'all think. Let me see. Deborah said, I'm so glad he's found guilty. So is he still trying to run? Yeah, he's still trying to run. I live in Georgia. He will be found guilty. This is a disaster for our country. Grab your ankle because we will be screwed. I think we screwed anyway. This is the only chance we have. Y'all are blind. He did that to himself for fake prosecution. So is he going to do time like Martha Stewart? It's up to the judge, and he's been taunting the judge. Like, the last thing you should be trying to be in good favor of the judge. He was taunting, and you heard him just now say that the judge is unfair and this and that. So thank you, Review Club. If you're guilty, they can do it to anybody, Grandma. Oh, I got all these Trump supporters in here. The average black woman. What do my color got to do with anything? Hey, Michelle, girl. The trolls are trolling. Yes, hit that like button. Get us in the algorithm since y'all want to be up in here. Y'all entitled to y'all own opinions, but if y'all say anything crazy, you're out of here. And in this time and age, do not talk about my color. Oh, okay. I got it. They can support Trump all they want, but Trump is now a convicted criminal. He a convicted criminal, so yes, it's going down. Thank you, Michelle. Shout out to my mods. Yeah, like the average black women. What that have to do with the election? Hey, Siobhan. Y'all voting for a convict? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But he's a criminal. And he keep it up. He going to jail. He keep pissing off the judge. He going to jail. Yes, please be respectful in the chat. Like, everybody's entitled to vote for who they want to vote for or whatever. But over here at the Knotty Love Movement, we hold people accountable. And I recall him inciting a riot at the White House. I recall him getting all of us sick with the Coviana and ignoring it. I recall him trying to interfere with elections, which are all against the law. I recall him handing off classified information to our ops. Your information was leaked too. That's why you get so many telemarketing calls. Yes, Trump is attracted to his daughter. I recall him saying that if she wasn't my daughter, I would be with her. Creepy. Yes, soon after the Georgia case. And everything he tried to do towards Fannie Willis and everything, it still did not work. The trial will go on. Right. Ignorance at its finest, Siobhan. What the color got to do with anything? What the being a woman have to do with anything? Okay, and I recall this man helped overturn Roe versus Wade and took our rights away. Thank you so much, Review Club. I appreciate you. Yes. So it's going down. First guilty verdict in. 3 more trials to go. 3 more trials to go. This is the year all narcissists will be held accountable. Period. Well, it doesn't, I mean, they put her on trial. They put her on trial. And the judge gave a decision. You could keep the case, but one of y'all got to step down. And so, oh boy, step down. Now what? Because it doesn't matter. None of that matters right now. None of that matters. It's hot out here, y'all. It's hot out here. Yes, they are trolling hard. Make sure y'all thumbs up this video. I can't wait to see him in Georgia too, Deborah. I cannot wait. But Trump has been found guilty on all 34 counts. And y'all want to talk about black women do not like to be held accountable. Trump never likes to take accountability, and that's facts. But until it affects y'all directly, that's when y'all believe it. Everybody want to say, oh, he gave us money during Coviana. Didn't anybody pay attention? He was giving us the same amount of money that they used to pay for slaves. Like, come on. I don't have time for delusional folk. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. But as usual, Trump does not take accountability. It's always a witch hunt against him. Wow, 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 wow. Well, welcome to the world of accountability, sir. And you have been found guilty. And you keep it up, the judge going to make you do some time. But this was some good news to the day, I think. Nicole Brown Simpson's sisters are speaking out. If you all don't know, they have put together a documentary in honor of her. Let me see if I can find a clip. Remember, Robert De Niro was just speaking out against Trump. Like, we tired of this buffoon. Sick and tired. He done played enough in our faces and played enough with our health. The only thing I agree with Trump on was the wall situation, and I do not agree with Biden bringing in all these immigrants. It's not cool. Right. I got that clip right here. Here you go. Come on, Bobby.
It's not a threat. This is a reality. I love this city. I don't want to destroy it. Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world. We New Yorkers used to tolerate him when he was just
hit that like button.
Real estate hustler masquerading as a big shot. a two-bit playboy lying his way into the tabloids, a clown. But this city is pretty accommodating. We make room for clowns, but not a person like Trump who will eventually run the country. That does not work, and we all know that. He got the most religious evangelicals to applaud a sinner who bragged about sexual assault, and just a couple of blocks from here, a jury found him liable for sexual abuse. And on January 6th, rallied an angry mob to threaten democracy, leaving death and destruction in its wake. That's the tyrant he's telling us he'll be. And believe me, he means it. When Trump ran in 2016, it was like a joke. This buffoon running for president. No, never could happen. We'd forgotten the lessons of history that showed us other clowns who weren't taken seriously until they became vicious dictators. With Trump, we have a second chance. And no one is laughing now. This is the time to stop him by voting him out once and for all. We don't want to wake up after the election saying, what, again? I don't mean to scare you. No, wait, maybe I do mean to scare you. If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave. He will never leave. You know that. He will never leave. This is not a threat. This is a reality. And that's why I've joined the Biden-Harris campaign, because the only way to preserve our freedoms and hold on to our humanity is to vote for Joe Biden for president.
Robert De Niro's words, not mine. Okay? He recognizes what it is. A lot of people recognize what it is, but so many people just want to be trendy and oh, well, I have a business and he saved me money on my taxes and things like that. This man has avoided paying taxes for years. He is not a good businessman. Does anyone remember how many times he filed bankruptcy on his Trump hotels? He is not a good businessman. He just knows how to cheat the system. And it's all catching up to him. It's all catching up to him, whether people like it or not. And I'm sorry. And got away with it. Thank you, Michelle. And got away with it. And what he do every single time, blame everybody. It's a witch hunt and this and that or whatever. And let me remind you of what he said about the Central Park 5. Let me try to pull that clip. Thumbs up this video, please. Let me remind you what he said about the Central Park 5.
And raped her brutally. You better believe it. You better believe that I hate the people that took this girl and raped her brutally. You better believe it. And it's more than anger, it's hatred. And I want society to hate him.
18 years old when this happened, and I've spent about 7 years in prison, close to 7 years.
Before we get to Donald Trump, I mean, what was it like to go into the system at that age and spend your formative adolescent, early adult years in prison for something you did not do?
You know, to go to prison for a crime like that, that's the absolute worst crime that you can go to prison for. I mean, the only crime that trumps rape is child molestation. And I remember early on, they had these polls that they were doing. They kept saying, you know, what are the inmates going to do when these guys get to prison? You know, untold horrors were mentioned, and we were scared to death. This was a situation where we had to grow up very, very quickly. We had to figure out how we were going to survive and fend for our lives. It was the most horrific event I could have ever imagined.
And so what is your reaction to a man who is trying to be the most powerful person in the world, arguably, who is on the precipice of possibly being president, saying now, in the last day, issuing a statement that you, despite all evidence, that you are guilty?
You know, when I think about what he represents, and I mean, first of all, what he represents to me is very, very powerful and unfortunate. This blight, this ad, this thing that he did to us, calling for the reinstatement of the death penalty. I always think that had this been the 1950s, we would have become modern-day Emmett Tills. They had published our names, our phone numbers, and our addresses in New York City's newspapers. And so what was happening was people began to call us at any time of the day or night, you know, threaten us with hate mail.
Thank you, Michelle.
And things of that nature. So by Donald Trump taking out this ad, what I think is that he was really calling to see if there was somebody from the darker enclaves of society that would kick in our doors, drag us from our homes,
right,
and hang us from trees in Central Park. That's the kind of sick type of justice that they were looking for.
To be clear, this ad, which ran that he paid for, was basically calling for the death penalty for the assailants in this case, who at that point had been identified as juveniles, you among them, basically saying we should kill these children.
Right. You know, he wanted us.
That's who they want for president.
You know, when you look at the videotapes that he.
It's crazy. He's been a tyrant for years.
After the crime was committed in 1989, Donald Trump took out a full-page ad in 4 New York newspapers advocating the return of the death penalty. And when the city awarded the men's settlement in 2014, Trump wrote an editorial in the Daily News calling the settlement a disgrace. And now, even now, as the presidential nominee for the Republican Party, Trump hasn't allowed science or evidence to change his initial reaction to the case. Just this week, Trump said he still considers the men.
Okay? Just this week. He won't even, he's a narcissist. He was wrong. They weren't even convicted. It wasn't even any evidence. And these were children going into the system, and he was tainting and using the news just like they used to do back in the day. Make slaves criminals in the newspaper, criminalizing us. That's racist. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what none of the Trump supporters say.
Why do you bring that question up now? It's an interesting time to bring it up.
If y'all saw where I was on the ballot.
Criminal.
Because maybe hate is what we need. The first thing they do is start shouting police brutality.
He was born in Kenya and he lived in Indonesia. The state of Hawaii says this is official. He was born in Hawaii. A lot of people do not think it was
I noticed a pattern because he did the same thing when Obama was running. He had a whole ad smear campaign against him, saying that he wasn't a citizen and things like that. I look at patterns of behavior. I'm just saying, this man is not a good person. What if that was your children on trial being falsely accused? And then they were exonerated. And then they had to pay money. So, let's leave it in the comments, Knotty Crew. Let me know what y'all think about the verdict. I think it is accurate. I think he a criminal. And I think it's time to pay the piper. So, you and Diddy deserve a cell together. Y'all leave it in the comments. Make sure y'all thumbs up this video. This is breaking news. Donald Trump was convicted and found guilty on all 34 counts. And of course, his response is, this is a witch hunt. It was rigged. Like you tried to rig the election, sir. Was good for the goose. Got to be good for the gander. Period. Period. Periana. Period. So I'm pleased with the verdict. I'm pleased, and I think people are just getting fed up. And then like all these Trump supporters out here, oh, Trump 2020, y'all really not looking at his character. It used to be a time before we elected a president, like the person's character had to come into question. But y'all voted him in anyway, despite all the crap he has done. But people are trying to say, oh, he's a great businessman. No, he's not. He's not a good businessman. He does not treat women well at all out of his own wife's mouth. Okay, and this whole Stormy situation was while he was married to Melania. In some states, infidelity is against the law. I'm just saying. If to me, Trump is a security risk to our country, period. He likes to cozy up to dictators and share our information. I'm pleased with the verdict. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the Knotty Crew. Please like, comment, share. Oh, yeah. Where is Cohen speaking, Michelle? Michael Cohen. You said he's speaking at 8. And see, the problem is, it's a bunch of enablers. Because they have money, it's the cover up, cover up, cover up. Oh, MSNBC, I'm going to look for it. I'm going to look for it. I'm going to definitely look for it. Oh, guys, guess what I checked out today? I watched the Kevin Spacey documentary on Prime. It's on HBO and Showtime if y'all have that. It's called Spacey Unmasked. Well, he's a creeper. He's definitely a creeper. And I just feel bad for all his victims because they're never going to get like any justice. And the reason being is he did that with adult men. And because they waited so long. But he was reported, but because of his power, his influence, did nobody want to rub elbows the wrong way. And like that attitude needs to change. They interviewing the DA at 6:30. Okay. Right. Right. Phase. I'm gonna call you Phase. You're so right. Okay, Mix, you entitled to your opinion. Look, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just ask that you be respectful of my chat and my platform. But I love you all. I wanted to jump on here with the breaking news and to see what your thoughts were. To see what your thoughts. But I'm definitely going to be on the lookout. Let me see. Let me go to MSNBC. Let's see what they're saying.
They also didn't go away for 5 minutes. They went away for hours. They had slept on it for a night and worked on it for hours and hours and sent notes and asked questions and had
Absolutely
stuff
thorough.
I mean, it would have also, I think, people would have judged the jury, forgive the phrase, had they gone away and 7 minutes later come back and turn it around.
But
they clearly engaged substantively with the matter.
Right, and as you've pointed out many times, other politicians have been held to account in both directions. Governor Blagojevich was a Democrat.
Yeah.
He was held to account. The state government of Illinois did not fall apart because he was patrolled for trying to sell a Senate seat through a bribe. That was a good thing, not a bad thing. And then he was convicted. John Edwards was tried on a different murkier case by Jack Smith, by the way, and it took weeks and they deadlocked, right? So you can't have a deadlock, and we would be covering that. If they deadlocked to the point of a hung jury, we would be covering that. But I do think, again, our job is to observe it and report it. So notwithstanding what other people might say regardless, because they're not following it, legally I would report that this went thorough, detailed, but didn't take an extraordinarily or unusually long time because they went through 34 counts and found 34 felony counts.
And the thing that I said when I was sitting here the other night, which is the summation was, maybe this is exactly what it looks like.
Yes.
Right.
I think carried the day. I mean, again, it is a little bit, and I really sort of put myself in the posture of not second guessing the jury, whatever they returned, because they were in that room and I wasn't, right? They heard the case and I didn't. I will say, though, there is a little bit of those
Please like the video.
exist moments you have over the last 9 years where you go through periods where, like, does gravity exist? Is Herschel Walker a good Senate candidate? Have I lost my mind? Is Herschel Walker a good Senate candidate?
Okay, so they just, I'm on MSNBC, and I see what you talk about, Michelle, and I see the prosecutor is going to speak at 6:30. So I'm going to look for this. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do a whole summarization about everything that's going on. Hey, Corey Boo, what's going on? I miss you. Right. Light work, that part. People like Trump because he's entertaining, but Trump is not good for this country. He is not. Corey said, lock him up. Lock him up. Thumbs up this video. Thumbs up this video. Miss you, girl. I know you've been working hard. I gotta do mad follow-ups tomorrow. Yes, lock him up. Trump has been found guilty on 34 counts. And you know what he said, his favorite. It's a witch hunt. It was rigged. It was all Biden, making sure I can't run for the election. He did not give us no money. It didn't come out of his pocket. And nobody pays attention. That $1,200 is what they used to pay for the slaves. Look it up. Y'all want me to look it up? People need to do their homework. People need to pay attention. This is all designed to distract us and to divide us. That's how much they used to pay for, like, the buff slaves and stuff like that. Right. That part, like, where Congress passed a bill for stimulus and Trump took the credit, like he does. Like, that's what narcissists do. They pretend. They like to put on a front like they doing something. And then when you peel back the layers, you find out they weren't really doing nothing but making a mess. Yes, thank you for reminding me. He opposed it first. I don't know what people was looking at when he was in office, but I'll tell you. I was like, when he got elected, I was like, the country is going in hell. Thumbs up this video. All opinions are appreciated. Disrespect the guidelines. YouTube's guidelines. Thank you, Lightwork. I love your commentary. Hey, Wanda. And let's not forget women, especially the women. Yes, respectful opinions. That is right. Let's not forget how he helped get Roe versus Wade turned over. He strategically put that judge in and stuff like that. And I just love how, like, men who are barely there for their children feel like they can have some type of say with what we do with our bodies. What was his wife? Ivana Trump. She said he was a horrible father. Most powerful men are horrible fathers because they're always busy. They always busy. So in the meantime, I'm on the lookout for that mug shot. Hashtag no Diddy. He probably trying to find a way to escape. Horrible fathers, right. Right. What's this one? Hey, this is the year of accountability. All narcissists are going to pay for their sins. All right, guys, let me go. I got to get ready to get out of here, off this plantation. We outside. I'm going to play me some darts tonight. Why not? Why not? But I feel good about the verdict. I feel good, like, he finally being, because when the insurrection happened, I was like, oh my God, they really gonna let him get away with this? You know how many people was hurt? Have a good night, everybody. And I'm going to look for those interviews this evening on MSNBC. You guys, Michael Cohen is speaking at 8. The prosecutor in the case is speaking at 6:30. Make sure y'all thumbs up this video, share, spread the word. Okay? Okay? Our voices do matter. And make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. So that people like him can't ruin our country. We got to take our power back, people. Because I feel like we are going backwards. Right. So many people were hurt. So many people were hurt. And it was all at him putting out horrible messages, false information, lying to our faces. Ask yourself, is that who we really want running our country? I ain't tripping. You need to go look at the facts. You need to go look at his history. How he been running amok for years. Robert De Niro even called him out. He's a clown. He's a buffoon. He is the prime example of white privilege in this country. You tripping. Go do your homework. Love you guys. Thumbs up this video. And to all my haters, I don't give up. I don't give up. All right. Take care, everybody. Right, Michelle? Right. But people, you know, the trolls, I don't even be mad at the trolls. You want to know why? They doing their job. That's what they do. But don't come up in here. You want to be held accountable over here. So go to somebody else's chat with that crap. And right. Punk is. Is. I love you guys. Corey, love you. Hope everything's well with mom. Brendan, love you. Michelle GM, love you. Thank you all for always having my back. Until next time, Knotty Crew, I'm out. One.